Hello, my fellow Pokemon trainers. This is the Gotta Read 'Em All podcast where we talk all about the Pokemon Adventures manga. I am here with my fellow trainer slash co-host, Jen Graves. I am Otaku Mike. And we are back again. The hostess with the mostest.
Not the
We are
hostess,
back
the
again.
hoster with the moster.
Yes. Sure. Thanks for messing up my intro. Thanks a lot. Just want to throw it out there.
Hey, when people hear the intro, it's like a million and one, so we got to put a little pizzazz in it here and there.
I just want to say thank you for messing it up. Just always thank you,
Okay, but since you're using that now, remember in the future you can't use the same wording.
I mean, I can if I want to. It's my goddamn podcast.
He'll be like, I just heard you say that back in episode 11.
But we are back.
If anybody paid that much close attention, I would be shocked.
But we are back to talk about the Pokemon Adventures manga. If you're listening on our YouTube channel, Gotta Read 'Em All podcast, give us some feedback on the episode, Comment down below. And subscribe. And make sure to follow the podcast. You gotta read them all.
Read them all.
You gotta read them all.
Yeah.
But we are back with another electrifying episode.
It's shocking.
It's shocking to say the least. We are on Chapter 11, Buzz Off Electabuzz.
Yeah.
You want to give us a little synopsis or a little quick recap of what happened last time?
Yeah. So, Red has finally made it onto the SSN and is trying to kind of find the missing Pokemon that this Pokemon fan club have basically gone missing here and there, and nobody knows what exactly is going on or happening to their Pokemon, and cannot find them anywhere. Yeah. So, meanwhile, the only Pokemon that we have, which I forgot to point this out last episode, the only Pokemon that we have is Poliwhirl.
Mm-hmm.
And I think whenever we had the part where the fan club was talking about it and Red brings up, oh, well, I've had Poliwhirl since he was a Poliwag when he was a little boy.
Yeah.
That was a little foreshadowing of what's going to happen in this chapter.
True.
So, I forgot to point that out last time. But,
yeah.
We also have this whole point where there is only one thing that is going on right now, and can happen with the one Pokemon that we have, because Bulbasaur is floating in the ocean, and Pikachu is getting cuddled by some creepy old guy. So, a.k.a. Colonel Sanders.
Red is definitely at a disadvantage at this point with only one Pokemon.
Very true.
Yeah. So let's get started. As we said before, they're with the last episode, we meet Lieutenant Surge. And Lieutenant Surge has attacked Poliwhirl, or one of his Pokemon has, and we see the scene where Red is hugging Poliwhirl, and Poliwhirl's obviously out of it. He is fried.
Yeah, he's sizzling.
He's sizzling. He's like sizzling. He gets these smoke coming off him. His eyes are X'd out. Obviously, he is knocked out. And we get this scene where Lieutenant Surge is like, "What? What are you doing on my ship, boy?" And Red's like, "I am looking for the Pokemon that have been captured, and I think all the Pokemon are on this ship. And I think you might have stole them. And he's like, "What do you think we are? A bunch of bad guys?" Lieutenant Surge says. And he's like, "We maybe we stole these Pokemon. Who knows?"
Yeah, But then he kind of gives them the, "Are we really the bad guys? Because we're
Yeah,
freeing the poor, pampered, coddled, under-evolved, over-domesticated Pokemon."
yeah. So in Lieutenant Surge's eyes, he's thinking that he's doing a good deed, kind of, while making a couple bucks on the side, possibly selling these Pokemon on the black market.
Right.
You know, what do you think of that?
Oh man, what a dick.
What a dick, right?
Yeah.
Um, we see this obviously. Poliwhirl's kind of coming to. He has one of his eyes open, which looks kind of funny. One of his eyes is X'd out. One of his eyes is open,
Yeah. He
and we get
regained a little stamina.
yeah, and we get this scene where where Lieutenant Surge is like, "Look, we're gonna finish this now. We can't have you escaping or anything like that. You know,
We can't have you causing a ruckus.
yeah." And we get this scene where we see this shadowy figure come up behind Lieutenant Surge, and it's this Electabuzz who's like chained, and he's like, he looks he's a pretty fierce Pokemon. He makes a very good guard dog, even though he doesn't get in his Pokeball. So he's had to restrain and chain up this poor Electabuzz. And he's like, Electabuzz attack. And I like this scene. It's like this charging scene. And he does like this thunder punch, which is really cool. And you
Right.
see Lieutenant Surge off to the side, and like the boards are broken on the floor with the ship where the thunder punch happened. And the Surge is like, this is just a taste of what thunder punch is. And Red's like, thinking about what is he gonna do now? What exactly is gonna happen? Because he is definitely outnumbered in this situation. You know,
Yeah,
because Poliwhirl doesn't do well against electric types.
that's
You know,
true.
what happens next, Jin?
And then as it happens, we have Poliwhirl kind of be sneaky even behind Red's back. He puts
Yeah,
his hand out and um, kind of looks like, I guess he's been dripping water
I
from his
think
hand and,
so.
and kind of getting it to run down in between Lieutenant Surge and Electabuzz and everybody behind them. And as
Yeah,
Electabuzz goes to attack, then he actually like sets up and he freezes it,
yeah.
thus putting Electabuzz and Lieutenant Surge kind of in a vice grip kind of
I have to say,
situation.
I like this. I thought this was a cool move to do. I was
With the ice.
very, yeah, the ice trail to where
Yeah.
he like leaves a trail of water and it like then he freezes that water. Oh man, I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
Uh, like just the way it's drawn and I think Red starts to pick up on it.
Yeah.
'Cause He
Which
tells he tells
then
Poliwhirl now.
then we also have this part where Red pulls one of his Pokeballs out and throws it so hard and it virtually turns into a smoke bomb.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah. And I mean there's not a Pokemon that does it or anything else, so that's kinda
Yeah.
weird that that
And so they get
happened.
away. They get away on the ship, and I like this part where you see Poliwhirl and Red kind of like trying to take a knee or like break from running. You're like trying to hide. He's like, "Great work, Poliwhirl. Just like when we were little, escaping from all the bullies. And so, like I guess that could have been like their move when they were younger.
That's true too.
To like,
Maybe that's how he knows some of the moves that
yeah.
he does.
And he's like, I hate to do this, but we gotta bail. We gotta leave. We are definitely out of our element. And we get this scene where a bunch of Magnemites are roaming around, and Red is trying to do his best solid snake impression and escape from the Magnemites by sneaking around and hiding and trying to get away. Which I'm surprised like the Magnemites aren't seeing him. Just the way it's drawn, it looks like they could possibly see him.
Yeah.
Unless they have like really bad eyesight.
Are we talking about on the ladder?
Yeah, on the ladder, when he's crawling by them before,
Because they're angled up.
Yeah, like it looks like they would see him,
Yeah.
But we see like Lieutenant Surge is watching Red on the monitors. They're trying to get away. Poliwhirl and Red are. They get attacked, and Lieutenant Surge gets a hold of Poliwhirl, which is very scary to think about. We don't want nothing to happen to Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl's
It's
cool,
true.
But
And then
man,
we have a Magneton.
Look at the size of this Electabuzz. It's
Yeah.
fucking huge.
Yeah. So then we have a Magneton trying to get up beside Red and Poliwhirl, and Red tries to kind of sacrifice himself to an extent by tossing Poliwhirl out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, which I wonder if he tossed him away and then Lieutenant Surge picked him up, or if he grabbed him.
I think he grabbed him, or maybe the Magneton,
like in air.
Maybe use something to pull Poliwhirl away. It looked like.
Yeah. So he grabs the Poliwhirl and is basically, we're gonna get rid of this trash kind of thing.
Yeah. He's like, say goodbye to your Poliwhirl. Well, Red is in like a barrier for that Magneton made.
Yeah,
and
there's like 3 or 4 Magnetons making this barrier, this is another one of those things that I like. That's an improvised thing for the manga.
Yeah,
because obviously there's not really a thing like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I like it too. It's pretty cool. And this scene where Poliwhirl gets thrown overboard, and Red is just like distraught, like that, because Poliwhirl's been with them for quite some time. And
which we also had this part too with him in the bear where Lieutenant Surge talks about Electabuzz, and he says, let's show you what happens to little boys that shouldn't go where they're not supposed to."
Yeah, and we get this scene where Electabuzz uses Thunderbolts, and oh my god, like this is a hard scene to look at. Like,
right?
It's one thing for like Pikachu to shock him.
I had a question on this one for you. Do you think that since Pikachu's been shocking him, he's kind of built up like a little bit of an immunity to it?
I don't know, because he kind of looks like he is in some serious pain.
Because like you said about how big Electabuzz was, I completely thought whenever he was going to shock him, like that would have killed like a normal person.
Well, he looks like he's knocked out in this one scene.
Yeah.
And he looks like it knocked him out like pretty well, and he's like not moving whatsoever after the Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Like, and then they drop him in the ocean.
You see him like writhing in pain, and then they just drop him in the fucking ocean. Like, Lieutenant Surge is literally gonna kill this kid. Who just drops him in the ocean?
And then after that, we do get this scene of kind of as Red's in the water, he remembers the stuff, and he says, "I remember when this happened before. A long time ago, Poliwag was there, but couldn't help me. And instead of, since Poliwag couldn't grab a hold of him or anything, in this last-ditch effort, Poliwag actually evolved into Poliwhirl to save Red. And at that point, we do kind of have us come back to the foreground of it with Lieutenant Surge looking in the water, seeing what's happening. And who knew that, obviously, since Poliwhirl wasn't enough, that he was going to evolve into Poliwrath.
Yeah!
To accomplish things that needed to happen for Red.
I mean, he just looks like a beefier version of Poliwhirl.
He does.
Yeah.
he's not so round. He's
not so round. He worked on his leg day and his arms and stuff, so he's a little buffer.
Yeah, when he got tossed in the water, he was swimming around. He's been around the ocean a couple times.
So now we have Poliwrath, who is this scene was fucking cool. Like, I thought it was really cool. I wasn't expecting Poliwhirl to evolve into Poliwrath
Yeah.
so fast.
Which I still wasn't expecting Poliwrath to even be able to defeat Electabuzz, but
Yeah.
he got some muscle this time.
But yeah, we get this cool fight between Poliwrath and Electabuzz, which I like
Which
this scene where they're both
do you
holding
see this part? Do you see this part that Lieutenant Surge says right beside that?
what?
He tries to run away. He goes, I think I left the bathtub running.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I think I left the bathtub running because he's like kind of freaking out because Poliwrath is evolved now, you know.
Yeah.
And we get this scene that I like where they're doing like a strongman test where they're both trying to push each other with their weight. And
Yeah.
like the scene, and you see Lieutenant Surge kind of like running, and it looks like he says like like a bad word because it's all censored out.
He's probably like, fuck.
He's like, oh fuck, and he's like, not seismic toss, and we get this Poliwrath seismic tosses Electabuzz
and Lieutenant Surge.
and Lieutenant Surge. It is.
Yeah. Well, so if you're looking at it, I wonder if when he tossed Electabuzz, it hit Lieutenant Surge.
Yeah,
Because we have that little bump.
that's what I took away from that.
And they both, bounced into the water.
Like that's what I took away from that is Electabuzz got tossed into Lieutenant Surge.
Yeah.
And he like was just like a casualty in that situation. Like he was aiming for him or something.
Yeah.
But then after our epic fight between Poliwrath and Electabuzz, we have the SSN comes back to ship. All of our Pokemon are reunited with the Pokemon fan club. All of the sailors are arrested, but they can't find Lieutenant Surge. They don't know where Lieutenant Surge is. Obviously, because he escaped.
Yep. And we have weird ass Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
He runs up with Pikachu, and he asks about the what happened to your Poliwhirl, and he said, "Oh, he evolved into a Poliwrath."
Yeah, I like this scene where Poliwrath is like flexing.
Yeah, and I like what the old man says. Yeah, and then he goes, "But he's still cute, though, isn't he?"
Yeah.
And then I guess Red says that because then right behind Poliwrath we have the little Poliwhirl, like he's upset about it.
Yeah.
But then I also like this scene just because I like this guy a lot better than Abra. But we have the Colonel kind of ask him, "Oh, where's my Abra? I can't find him." And he kept looking for him, and he goes, "Well, your little Abra evolved into a great big Alakazam."
Yeah.
And then the old man knocks himself out and is foaming at the mouth on the deck. He's
yeah, he was very upset that his Abra is an Alakazam now.
Yeah. I didn't even get to see him turn into a Kadabra. He just went straight to Alakazam.
Alakazam's cool.
Alakazam is cool.
I mean,
but now he's not little and cute anymore.
And that's kind of where our
SSN adventure ends.
Yeah.
But then we get into the start of kind of a not foreshadowed, a what's to come with a Miracle Cycle spawn.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Sponsorship race. They have to race through the route and down Route 11 and up Route 12 to finish the course and actually make it on their bikes to It didn't really tell us where they need to go to.
No, they're just riding. They're racing for some reason.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
supposedly there's obstacles that are going to be out here on the course that they don't exactly know.
I have to say I'm excited for this next chapter
Yeah,
because my boy Snorlax shows up.
yeah,
So my favorite Pokemon, Snorlax, shows up in the comic finally.
yeah.
I'm excited. Snorlax is the best.
Right, my favorite guy didn't even show up for a while.
Who's your favorite guy?
Dragonite.
Oh yeah, yeah. Dragonite shows up like in a couple chapters, right?
Uh, I think he either shows up in the next book or the book after.
Yeah, but then we get a Dragonite Snorlax fight later on.
Do we?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well. Sounds like you need to put your money where your mouth is, and us have this fight digitally at some point.
Maybe we'll see. But yeah, what did you think of this chapter?
I thought this chapter was pretty good. I really enjoyed it, especially because we had a lot of things happen. We had this kind of epic fight going on still with Lieutenant Surge
Yeah,
and Electabuzz,
yeah,
and then we had that little kind of cool extra thing where the magnetons actually know how to create like a force field.
yeah,
Any little things like that that seem like it should be not possible for Pokemon. I mean, especially because we can't tell from the games.
yeah,
I really enjoy.
yeah,
So we had that, and we had Poliwhirl evolve into Poliwrath. So I would have to say that this is probably a big, awesome chapter that
yeah.
we had.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I like this chapter a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. It really put the stakes back into the Pokemon universe. Like, we had it
Hey,
with when
hey,
Rhydon showed up and whatnot.
hey! We're not
What?
supposed to refer to Pokemon as steaks.
Oh, sorry, wrong stakes. I meant like, the other stakes, like, you know, uh like the I don't know what other word to say. Uh like 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 the what is it? She said I can't say stakes. The stakes in life,
Yeah,
you know,
mistakes.
mistakes. Uh, we didn't really see this, like the danger that Red was in. It was just like when he met Koga, and
We haven't
like
met. Oh yeah, we have. I was thinking
yeah,
Koga was Bruno.
yeah. When we met Koga, and he barely got out of there, and he barely got out of this fight.
Right.
With the skin of his teeth,
And you
and
know
just
this weird thing that's pointing out, if we back up into the chapter where he fought Misty,
yeah,
and Misty called him out on it, like, hey, you kind of fight by the seat of your pants, but you're not that good for anything else right now.
yeah,
Like you're not going to be able just to randomly handle shit that you think you're going to be able to, especially whenever Misty knocked out the Pokemon and everything else just with Gyarados. So
yeah,
um, we do kind of have that whole thing of where Red has gotten better because he did train with Misty and he has defeated a lot of this other stuff. But
yeah.
really, a lot of it has just come down to like dumb luck.
Pretty much,
So
yeah,
it's not so much like, and Mike can kind of attest to this too. Red right now, being a little kid and us not going very far in the future yet, is totally different than Red as a semi-adult,
yeah,
where he's confident and Red knows that he can defeat anybody.
yeah. So like he's definitely going on this journey, and he is learning, about his flaws, and how to overcome them, and learning about the world. Because
Right,
he does have that boisterous cockiness to him, where he thinks he knows everything, but in
right.
reality, he is a so-called big fish in a bigger pond.
That's true.
He
But I mean,
thinks
I
he's He
I
thinks he's the
really,
hot shit.
I really think that that's something that reading the manga helps us learn and gets over because there are a lot of things that we cover in
Yeah.
between now and then and seeing how Red grows from being this really childish trainer to being this over confident, Pokemon champion of the world, basically. Um, you know,
Yeah.
it's worlds apart when we get to that point.
He is definitely like a shonen protagonist almost.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what
Yeah.
else I was going to say.
Oh. Well, yeah, I mean, I look forward to the next episode that
Right.
we do this,
I I can't wait for us to get on this path, especially because we will have Snorlax popping out,
Yeah.
as well as
Green will finally make her appearance in a couple of chapters.
right.
Finally,
Um,
Blue's
yeah,
going to be coming back.
we'll have some more Pokemon opening up here. We just have
Yeah.
to make it to the end of the book, and we have to get into the next book for many of these things to be seen.
Yeah, definitely.
So stay tuned because we will have more amazing episodes of Pokemon Adventures. Gotta read them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
A Pokemon podcast.
I'm definitely looking forward to the next couple of chapters.
That's true. I can't wait for this next one because I think the next one's where he might win a bicycle or something.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's like our journey can kind of progress a little faster.
Yeah, he's not running everywhere.
But I also like seeing some of the other funny stuff, like what we'll see with Snorlax coming up,
Yeah.
as well as kind of I would like to call it the Halloween chapter because we have the ghost zombie Pokemon parts coming up,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and
Yeah. The
that's
ghost
that's one
zombie
of my favorite parts in this book.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for more things like that, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you later.
And go
As
check out other
always,
podcasts as well.
yeah. And as always, see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.